Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
Tension has gripped Aboh Kingdom in NDOKWA East Local Government Area of Delta State as the selection process for a new monarch intensifies. The contest for the throne, which would have been a peaceful transition of leadership in the ancient kingdom, has unfortunately taken a disturbing turn. Reports indicate that some interested parties have resorted to violence, intimidation, and physical harassment in their bid to secure the crown. This is raising concerns about the potential for further unrest and instability in the kingdom.
Following the successful burial rites of their late monarch, His Royal Majesty Obi Emegu II, in March this year, the people of Aboh Kingdom in NDOKWA East Local Government Area of Delta State initiated the process of selecting a new Obi of Aboh Kingdom. The chosen monarch, who will mount the ancient and revered throne, will have the responsibility of galvanizing and guiding the kingdom towards a prosperous and peaceful future, which will include the restoration of the kingdom to its pride of place in the Committee of Traditional Institutions in the country. Amongst the prominent candidates vying for the stool are Chief Mike Okei Obaogu and Chief Dr. Gregory Oputa. Currently, these two contenders appear to be leading the race to the throne. However, there were some violent confrontations that left some people injured last week when a group of youth, accompanied by masquerade, protested against the scheduled kingship screening exercise.
Leave us alone, we don't want you. We don't want you, leave us alone.
Greg Oputa. Waiting about people do you? Look at the number of people who are saying that you cannot rule them.
The protesters alleged that the kingmakers were compromised and were attempting to favor Chief Oputa, which they said was against the wishes of the people.
Dr. Greg Oputa, who is an aspirant from Umojugbeli, he arranged with the so-called kingmakers, a majority of them, including the Esele, the Ogene, Esagba, Ndanike, and some others, to conclude the process of crowning him the Obi of Aboh illegally.
Some police and some federal hunter has become a threat to Aboh community. They want to impose Dr. Greg Oputa to us.
The divisional police officer of Aboh, Victor Ikeun, told Inside the Niger Delta off camera that the police have no involvement in the ongoing kingship tussle in the kingdom. He clarified that their intervention was solely to prevent any breakdown of law and order in the community. High Chief George Bucknor did not agree with the positions of the youth, stating that these are mere allegations lacking in substance.
Based on his profile, the opposition, those who were intimidated, ganged up against him and came up with a lot of misinformation, misguided information to the kingdom that Greg Oputa, in his way, has killed the youths or one or two persons among the youths, which is not true. That protest you saw was a sponsored protest. There is none of the aspirants that is a match to him.
As if to buttress this point, another group of youth in the community also took to the streets to declare their support for Chief Oputa to ascend to the throne of his forebears.
We have been looking for a person that will come and redeem our community. And by the grace of God, today, God has given us a man that people wanted. His name is Pastor Dr. Gregory Oputa.
Dr. Greg is not a criminal. He's not a thief. He has not done all those things. All those things is false allegation. He has not done anything at all. God has sent Dr. Greg Oputa to come and be our savior. That is why they are fighting him. We need Dr. Greg Oputa to Obi on that seat. Because without Dr. Gregor's put her on that seat, we are doomed forever.
Chief Ogu, who spoke to our correspondent, condemned the violence that ensued and accused the kingmakers of attempting to thwart the process while perpetuating an illegality that must not be allowed to see the light of day.
Aboh Kingship is a very old institution, and there is not something you just amend at will. But the kingmakers, being highly compromised, decided that it must be that it must be done, that no matter what, they want to do the screening. Luckily, the youths were able to stop the situation, and that is what we have. Now that the whole thing has come to a knot, I believe that the government should be able to direct us on the way to move further, to achieve peace in our community, because becoming a king through violence will lead to nothing.
When confronted with allegations of influencing the kingmakers and insisting on taking the throne by any means, Chief Oputa's response suggested a contrary narrative.
In my heart of hearts, my first choice is not being interested in being the king of Aboh. But you see, like the great Apostle Paul talked about necessity being laid upon him to preach the gospel. So have I found myself in this race. Just like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, where he said, Father, if this cup can pass over me, but not my will, but your will, O Lord. This is my predicament. How I found myself here.
The palpable sense of unease within Aboh Kingdom persists as the ongoing selection process for a new monarch is further complicated by legal battles. Honorable Justice Godwin Briki Okolosi of the Delta State High Court, sitting in Asaba, had earlier issued an interim injunction restraining the kingmakers from continuing with the process of nomination, selection, chalking, crowning or presentation of staff of office, pending the hearing and determination of the motion on notice in a suit challenging the selection criteria for the Obi of Aboh stool. When the court met again on Tuesday, the 3rd of September, Justice Briki Okolosi adjourned the matter till the 10th for further hearing on the matter.
Inside the Niger Delta,